What's up again, everybody? Welcome back to the Modern Roots Kitchen channel. Today we're going to be making some beautiful stuffed pork tenderloin. Stay tuned. Roll the intro. This is my space. This is my craft. This is Modern Roots Kitchen. Alright guys, so first things first, we're going to start with our stuffing for our pork loin. We have some chopped celery, some portobello mushrooms, some poblano peppers, and a little bit of shallot here. Just going to get a good saute on these vegetables. We're just looking to sweat them, get them nice and soft. I have some seasoning here. This is just 50% Tony Chachere's Cajun seasoning and some herbs de Provence, half and half. I'm just going to season our vegetables with it. A couple big pinches, save some for our pork loin later on. Now along with those vegetables, we got some more boudin sausage like we did in our Halloween episode. This is just Cajun style sausage made with chicken livers, rice, and pork. So we're just going to peel the casing off, add that to our vegetables. Now this stuffing also doubles as a really good Thanksgiving stuffing if you just want to serve the stuffing for Thanksgiving. But we're going to take it a step further and stuff a pork loin with it. So I'm going to continue to cook this down, and I'll see you guys in a little bit when our vegetables are soft. Alright y'all, so our vegetables are nice and sweated down. Our boudin sausage is incorporated in. I have an entire loaf of sourdough bread here that I just toasted in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and put this in a tray. We're going to bake our stuffing. So I'm going to go ahead and season the bread. And I'm going to add our vegetable and sausage mix. Don't forget all that beautiful flavor at the bottom of the pan. Get that all in there. Now I'm going to add a little bit of chicken stock, about a cup and a half worth. And then we're going to add half a stick of butter, just to promote browning and deliciousness. So we're just going to break that up right in there. Mix all of this together. Super simple stuffing. Now, if you don't want to use sour bread, you can totally use cornbread if you want to. You can use Texas toast. You can use any kind you want. You can change the vegetables. If you don't like mushrooms, you can use just regular old celery, carrot, and onion if you want to. I like the poblano. It adds a little bit of spice. The celery adds some classicness to it. So beautiful. Now we're just going to add just a little bit more chicken stock right on top. We're going to go ahead and bake this in an oven at 350 degrees for about 25-30 minutes, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright y'all, so while our stuffing is baking in the oven, we're going to go ahead and pull our pork tenderloin here. This, of course, is the tenderloin of the pig, the most tender part of the pig, but it doesn't have a lot of fat. It doesn't have a whole lot of flavor either. So that's where our stuffing is going to come in handy. It's full of that fat and flavor. So what we're going to do is we're just going to trim off some of this excess silver skin, excess fat, stuff like that. You want to make sure to take it off. It's going to be like a rubber band trying to chew through that. So you just want to get a sharp knife, get right under that silver skin, and just take it right off. Super easy. Not a whole lot on this cut. Beautiful. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna grab our tenderloin and we're gonna butterfly it. So there's a little slit right here on the edge of the tenderloin. We're gonna kind of follow that. So we're gonna make a little incision right on the edge. And then we're gonna cut up against it, and we're just gonna open up our tenderloin. Real easy. Just keep cutting. Just like that. Make some small incisions. This is gonna help open it up more. Now we have this beautiful flat pork tenderloin. Now we still need it to be a little flatter. So I got our handy dandy tenderizer right here. We're gonna use the flat side, and we're just gonna kind of pound it out, make it as flat as we can. Now this is gonna do two things. It's gonna tenderize our already super tender tenderloin, and it's gonna flatten it out, make it nice and big so that we can fit all that stuffing inside when we roll it up. So just kind of take out your aggression from the day, just kind of, you know, whoever you're mad at, just pretend it's a tenderloin and just kind of have at it. It's a nice little therapeutic. Now this is what you're looking for. A nice, beautiful, flat piece of pork tenderloin that we can roll our stuffing into. So all we're gonna do next is we're gonna grab that Cajun seasoning and herbs de Provence mix, and we're gonna season the inside. Now we're gonna grab our stuffing from the oven, and I'm gonna show you guys how to roll this up. All right, y'all, so our stuffing has finished baking. I went ahead and transferred it into a metal bowl and cooled it down in the fridge for a little bit. We're just gonna go ahead and stuff our pork loin. So I got our flattened out loin here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the stuffing, and we're just gonna put it right here along the edge. A nice thin layer. Try and cover as much of that pork as you can. Nice and thin. You don't want the stuffing too thick, because then you're gonna open your pork loin while it's baking. It's gonna be a whole mess. So make sure you spread it nice and thin. And leave a nice little lip at the end of the pork loin here so you can fold it. Just gonna push that down a little bit. Make sure everything's secure. Beautiful. So the only thing left to do now is to roll this up. So we're just gonna start at our bottom end and just roll it right on up. Make it nice and tight. Don't want anything falling out of there. Just keep going all the way nice and tight. We have a beautiful stuffed pork loin. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna season the exterior. Now we've already seasoned the inside of our pork loin. And like I said earlier, this pork loin is super lean. There's not a whole lot of fat on it. So it needs moisture. So the bread and our stuffing is gonna help absorb whatever moisture we lose from our pork loin, keep that in there. It's gonna make a nice moist result. Beautiful flavor all the way through. So all that's left to do is to put this in a 350-degree oven for about 30-35 minutes until we reach just barely medium well. We don't want to overcook this. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright y'all, so while we wait for our pork loin to bake in the oven, I just want to make a quick little pan sauce. So we're going to grab that remaining half stick of butter that we had from earlier. We're going to melt that with equal parts flour. We're going to make a roux. Now this is going to thicken up our sauce. So you want approximately half and half, 50-50 ratio of fat to flour. We're just going to get this all toasted and incorporated. Want to make sure to cook that raw flour taste out of your sauce. So make sure you get a little bit of color on it. Melt that butter down real good. So now that we have our roux ready to go, not too dark, just barely cooked, nice blonde roux, we're gonna go ahead and grab that same seasoning that we've been working with, that half Cajun seasoning, half herbs de Provence. We're gonna grab a big pinch of that straight into our roux. And then we're gonna grab our chicken stock from before. We're gonna add about a cup and a half. And then we're gonna grab some heavy whipping cream. And we're gonna throw in approximately half a cup or so. A little bit more. Beautiful. Now we're just gonna cook down this sauce until it thickens up with our roux, comes all emulsified, and it's gonna be the perfect topping for our stuffed pork loin. Alright you guys, so we got our sauce, our gravy, nice and thickened up. I'm gonna go ahead and check for seasoning. Delicious. Now a great way to know if your sauce is just thick enough is you want to get a regular tablespoon, make sure it coats the back of the spoon, and if you wipe it with your finger like that it stays like that, you know what I mean? So we have a perfect sauce. We're gonna go ahead and set a little bit of aside for serving. Our pork loin is just about finished, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out, and we're gonna plate our stuffed pork loin. Stay tuned. So our pork loin has been resting for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and take a temperature. We're looking for right around 145, 150. That's gonna be the perfect degrees for our pork loin. So we're right at 144, 147, 149.4. So that's a perfect temperature for our pork loin. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a slice right out of the center. I just got some mashed potatoes here that we covered in our last episode, our Thanksgiving sides episode. Got those on a plate. I'm gonna go ahead and get a nice, beautiful slice right out of the center. Beautiful, beautiful, barely any pink, just the right amount. I'm gonna go ahead and get a nice little slice. Go for another. Beautiful. Put that right on top of our mashed potatoes. Let's go ahead and get a third slice out of it. Right in the center. Beautiful medium cook. Right on top of those mashed potatoes. Now grab our sauce that we made. Pour that right over the top. And right around our mashed potatoes. Beautiful. So you have it. Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, holiday time, stuffed pork loin. Try this at home for your family and friends. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace. Damn, that's good. Oh my God. Oh my God.